Hi everyone, I'm back for an update. I don't think I've done one for maybe 3 or 4 months or so. Yeah, I wanted to get back into filming some Floss Tube. Maybe, I don't know, not as regularly as I used to back in the old days, but I'm going to try maybe to do one at least once a month. So I can keep you all updated on what I'm stitching if you are still interested and still subscribe to me. Thank you to people that do still subscribe to me, even though I haven't updated it for a long time. Yeah, so in my last video I told you my exciting news about having a little baby. So you can see my scanned pictures on my mantelpiece up there. I've got about 11 weeks left to go, so about about 2.5 months or something like that. So yeah, due the beginning of July. So I've got a bit of a bump developing, but yeah, don't know if any of you want to see. I will show you anyway, even if you don't. I'll stand up. I can't really see it from where I've positioned. There you go. Can't really see it from where I've positioned the camera, but the bump is starting to appear. So yeah. Okay, so on with the stitching. So I've mainly been working on 2 different things. So for the baby's bedroom, I picked out some designs. There were actually 8 in the series. I didn't necessarily want to do all 8. One, because I didn't know if I'd get them done in time, or I don't know, a part of it is quite repetitive, so I thought 8 might be a bit too much. I have chosen 5 though of the 8. So I'll show you a brief picture of what the designs look like, but I can't show you for too long because it is actually a chart, so I'll just kind of go, there we go. There's another one. Okay, so they are kind of woodlandy animals that have got like a leaf wreath, I guess, around them, and then a little message underneath that say things like be kind, be happy, be brave, so on and so forth. So I've actually completed 2 of them. The last one only took me just over a week to do because I've been off work for Easter holidays. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get the other 3 done in the 11 weeks that I have got left. So the first one I finished was this one. Okay, so I started with the rabbit. I haven't actually added the text yet. This one says be happy. And the reason I haven't added the text, oh, I've gone blurry. There we go. The reason that I haven't added the text is that I wasn't overly keen on the font and the fact of Gem Stitch will appreciate font troubles. Yeah, I wasn't overly keen on the font, and it bothered me slightly that B in all of them, so be kind, be happy, etc. The B wasn't a capital letter. Just bothered me a little bit. It's obviously the teacher in me. So I've left it for the time being. I'm going to have a look. I still want to put those words on because that's part of the reason that I bought them, but I'm going to investigate some font for that at another time. Yeah, so that's something to think about. They're all being stitched on, I can't remember what it's called. Oh, Cafe Olay. And this was from Sew It All, and it's 32 count even weave, I think. And here is the second one. So this is the one I finished a few days ago. So this one will say be brave, I think. It's a bear. It's obviously sort of American / Canadian woodland. in certain parts, I suppose. Why have I gone blurry again? There we go. So, and the idea is that I'm going to have 5 of these, and I've already bought the frames for them, and it's like a frame that's probably sort of the colour of the rabbit, and a very small sort of white mount inside. So the idea is to sort of line them all up in the baby's bedroom. So yeah, so the other ones I've got left to do are a deer, a raccoon, I think, and a hedgehog. So yeah. I bought the fabric for this. It was one big piece of cafe au lait, and then I've cut it up to size. So yeah, and I've used all anchor threads for this, as anchor was what I started out with, so I carried on that collection. I have got quite a few DMCs now as well, so if I'll just use whichever one I've got available. So yeah, there we go. That's those. Oh, and they're from an Etsy, someone who sells their charts on Etsy called @AnnaXstitch. Oh, that's her name on Instagram. I'm not sure what her Etsy store is called, but it's @AnnaXstitch. And if you went onto her Instagram, you'd be able to find her Etsy shop that way, I think, if anyone was interested. And I'm storing all these in my lovely llama project bag that was made by Ina, or Ina's mum, that I bought from the Milton Keynes retreat in October. So that's kind of the main thing I have been working on since, I think, maybe end of January, start of February. And then the other one is I jumped onto the bandwagon and bought the Year of Celebrations by Hands On Designs, and I have completed 3 of those. Have I completed 3? Yeah, I've completed 3, and I am on the 4th. So I bought this in January, and the idea was to try to stitch one so that it was ready to put up on display for the next month. So in January I managed to finish February's, and as you can tell, I haven't gone with the fabric that is suggested in the pattern. I've just looked through my stash and picked a fabric I thought would work well with that particular month. So that is February's. I've had these on display even though they're not FFO'd. I've just had them hanging from a shelf like this. If you've seen my Instagram, you'll have seen them. So that's February's. I think I will try and FFO them at some point for use next year. This is March's. I think I made a bit of a boo-boo with the colour of the 4-leafed clovers here, because on the actual picture they are dark green, but they're charted to be the lighter green. So I thought maybe there was a mistake in the pattern and just did the darker green. But having seen other people's on Instagram and whatnot, lots of people have done them in light green, but never know. Never know. Never mind, is what I mean to say. Sorry, I had a message distracting me on my phone. There we go. Okay, so this fabric would have been I think this would have been Sparkly's, I think it was a Sparkly's fabric of the month. And so would, I think, the purple one was as well. Okay, and then I've most recently finished April's. I didn't quite get this one finished in time for the start of April, but I think I finished it about the 5th or 6th, so I've had it hanging on my little shelf above my stitching chair. Sorry, I keep being distracted out the window. I've got workmen due to come to fit bathroom floor today, and I'm worried they're going to be early. Yes, so that was really nice to do. This took a little while to fill in the cloud, and I'm really loving the fabric for this one. This was a piece from Chromatic Alchemy that I bought from them at the Milton Keynes retreat in October. I cannot remember what it's called, but I've still got half of it. I think I only used half for this. So if anyone is really interested, I will find out the name and let you know. And again, this is a 32 even with. I've done them all, they're all 32 count. That tends to be the fabric that I go for. So I think that's probably my favourite out of the 3 that I've completed so far, this one. So that's that one. And again, I haven't used the Weeks Dye Works or the Gentle Arts that it suggests in the pattern. I've used the DMC colours or then converted them to the Anchor equivalent and use those. And then I've just started work on May. Now, I don't know if you can see the fabric for this one has got printed butterflies on it. This is a Lakeside Needlecraft fabric of the month. Well, not fabric of the month, but it's every other month, bi-monthly. Yeah, so this one's kind of like pastel shades of pinks and yellows, and it's got printed butterflies in the background, so I thought it quite nicely matched the butterflies that are in this one. This is a new needle minder as well from Catherine at Needle Keep Emporium. So I'm going to carry on working on that when I finished filming this video. Okay, so I'm really enjoying those. What else to tell you? So that's those 2. Oh, I recently went on a trip to Copenhagen. I went for 2 nights back in February. It was a little trip with my husband before baby comes along. And it was really lovely. Don't know if anybody's ever been there before, but or anybody from there watches this, but yeah, it was really, really good. Loads to do. It was really cold when I went. But yeah, and then I found a needle workshop and I made some purchases. So I liked the colours on this. I really like the yellow. So it is a complete kit. So it's got all the threads and fabric that you need to do this. And then I also bought this one. So to remind me of some of the buildings and architecture in the city. So yeah, I'll do those at some point. So this is more black work. And the thread that it gives you is green. Even though it looks black or very dark in the picture, the green thread in it actually a bit more vibrant than that. Okay. Yeah, so much better than maybe the picture shows. So yeah, that is, I don't think it tells you the count that it's on, but it'll end up being 15 by 21 centimetres. So there you go. So there are 2 purchases, and one more start I have planned is this one. And this is going to be for my friend that I work with who's getting married at the end of May. And I have gone rogue and not stuck to the colours that it tells me to use. I have picked out, although I might change some, but for the text I've picked out some Weeks Dye Works and a Dinky Dyes. I can't remember, I think I'm going to do the names in this. This is a Dinky Dyes silk called Sydney Harbour. So I'm going to do the names and the date in this one. I'm going to do the Just Married. What did I choose for that one? I think I was going to go for Weeks Dye Works Love, which is apt. So it's a variegated pink. I think I sorted all this out ages ago and I can't actually remember what I was going to use for what, but I will, when I get to starting this, I will sort that out. And the fabric I'm going to use is actually the same fabric that I stitched the April Year of Celebrations on. So this is the other half of the Chromatic Alchemy piece I was talking about earlier. So yeah, the wedding's at the end of May. So I think what I'll do is when I've finished the May Year of Designs, I will start this. Or I think what I'll actually do is take this to Milton Keynes and make this a new start at the weekend. So yeah. Okay, so that's most of what I've been up to. Done some other little bits here and there, but nothing too exciting, but they're the main things that I have been working on. So the Milton Keynes retreat is coming up, not this weekend, but the weekend after, 26th of April. I'm really looking forward to it. I'll make my way up there after I finish work for the day. So hopefully I'll see everybody about 5:30ish. Fingers crossed. The traffic's all right, because it was pretty horrendous last time I tried to go up there on a Friday afternoon, but we'll see. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Sorry if this is a bit of a whizzed through, short, jumbly video. I'm a bit out of practice, but thank you if you've made it this far. And yeah, I hope to do another update soon. I'll try and film some little bits, maybe at Milton Keynes, and then add them to an update video. So yeah, take care everybody, happy stitching, and I'll see you soon.